Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday and it is July 24th. On our show today we will have a visit with Jeff Parker. He is here to talk about some updated numbers as well as some community information that'll make you very happy. And then after that I'm going to share with you some additional cleaning hacks. And hacks are just tips and various ways in which you can bypass the normal cleaning way. So should be interesting to go over some of that. Let's go ahead and give you our regular resources, which is ochealthinfo.com, in which we have pulled some numbers for you that Jeff will talk about. That is where you can get all of your information about COVID-19 numbers regarding hospitalizations and cases. You can go to cdc.gov, and that's staying safe with COVID-19, lots of tips there. COVID19.ca.gov is where you can follow along with the governor's reopening plans and get general information regarding California numbers. Or they have a hotline now you can call, 714-834-2000. Of course, you can always go to our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com. And if you have any questions, you can email them to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. It is not too hot this week. I love it. 77-61 today, tomorrow 78-63, very nice on Sunday, 80-62, and Monday 81-63, and then into Tuesday 79-68. So not much is changing for the week, next week, compared to other places in our country. Let's go ahead and look at our sunrise and sunset. The sunrise this morning was 5:58, and our sunset will be 7:57. Jules, thank you so much for sending this beautiful flower arrangement. It almost looks like purple peppers. It's very interesting. So I appreciate you sending that in. If you have something very cool to send in to us that you'd like to share with the community, please send it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. When we return, we will sit down with Jeff Parker. Stay tuned.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
To help stop the coronavirus, the CDC recommends to avoid contact with people who are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Stay home when you are sick, except to get medical care. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. For more information, contact the CDC. A message from Village Management Services.
Welcome back. Well, I'm Jeff Parker here, and we're going to start off our discussion with some numbers. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you.
So we are going to start off with some numbers. So
Okay.
the community number, Laguna Woods is still at 36. So that's, again, the city of Laguna Woods, and obviously we're a big part of that. That number was 34, went up to 36 a couple of days ago. It stayed at 36 for now for a couple of days, so that's good. We always like to see that slowly growing if it's going to grow at all. So that's the number one. Probably the things I want to mention is, again, we're still in the 900s in the sense of positive cases that have been reported in Orange County. That statistically is still pretty high.
Yeah.
The reporting positive is at 12.6%, which reflects a desire by the CDC and the state health is that we be under that 8% and seeing a curve down. But we're still above that 10% threshold at 12.6. So, and then the other one is that I think everybody should be concerned about and should be know about is that our hospitalization rate has gone up by about 1.3%, and our ICU capability has gone down. Last time I reported to you, we had a capability of 41% of our ICU beds were available, and now that's down to 32%. So that's because we're seeing an increase of people in ICU, which is not a good news, obviously.
Right.
The obvious sad news was reported that they had additional 22 deaths. That's not just deaths that occurred yesterday, that's reported yesterday. So that can be a combination of multiple days.
Yeah.
This is the great chart that they just put up, the new site. And so that gives you stats that are real kind of critical. The one on the far left, the 220 cases per 100,000. The threshold they want to see is 25 cases per 100,000. So obviously we're way above that, which is why we're on that. The county is one of the 19 counties on that list, is because that stat's real high. Again, the threshold of 8% with regards to the positivity rate, and we're at 12.6%. The concern, obviously, as I mentioned over there on the right, we have 32% of ICU beds available. Gets concerning if it gets much lower than that. The good news is that 63% is pretty good with regards to the
See, look at how interesting the chart
Yeah,
is.
so
Where
you can see how that
going up and then it went down, then it went up. I mean, that's not stabling off like we want.
And
That's
we
for sure.
want to see a curve downward, and we're not seeing that, and certainly we
Quite
saw
yet,
that spike going up for a number of days, and then it got kind of this down, up, down, up, down.
And then, of course, the 17,091 recovered cases is awesome to see.
Yes. And
so that's great.
And so certainly these are people that had positive cases they knew about and have gotten better. There's a lot of people that have positive cases don't have symptoms, so they're asymptomatic. So that's why that difference in numbers is.
And there's still discussion about that as to whether or not they are contagious or not contagious. I wish they would just nip that one. That would be really great.
Unfortunately, given the rise that they've seen in not just in Orange County but all throughout the state, that the recent numbers are really high in the 18 to 35-year-olds. I think that probably bodes well that the asymptomatic are spreading it, because those are the ones that were out there, especially when they kind of relaxed some of the rules. They went back out and engaged more in activities.
Right. Wow. Well, we're still, wearing our masks and doing the things that we need to do. We have them all here. So, yeah, it's been a challenge, but we're all, I think we've adapted pretty well.
We are, and I again, kudos to everybody in the community for wearing the mask and being safe out there, because, again, at 36, we're one of the lowest communities all of Orange County. And so kudos to every resident out there, and to our representatives on all the mutuals, Mutual 50, United and Third, GRF, everybody participating and making this something that we really care about our community.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you for the numbers. Then you also have some really good news regarding doubles play.
Yeah, so we have been watching all of the neighboring communities, working with the guidelines from the state as well as the organization. So effective today, we are going forward with doubles play for both pickleball and paddle tennis.
Great.
Still on a reservation basis. Still want to make sure you're socially distancing out there.
Right.
So we don't want big groups coming to play doubles, limiting that. But we believe that this will just expand our outdoor activities for our people. And we have a lot of people that certainly play doubles with regards to those two activities.
Right, right. Well, that's great. And it is totally doable too. I mean, I've been playing tennis at our community, and you can monitor it and keeping people apart, and everybody seems to be doing that anyway, so that's a good thing.
And we have staff out there that, you know, we'll make sure that we're doing that, and everybody's watching their P's and Q's in a sense with regards to that. So we do appreciate people being very careful about the distancing, but we also want them to have fun out there and get some exercise.
Right.
So
Now, the hours are still the same that you announced before, correct?
That's right.
And
So
there's
now
still
we're doing
increments of an hour and a half, I believe.
Right, and there's still, we are now doing the evening,
Right.
the evening play.
Okay.
Which brings me to the second topic. We also wanted, and effective Monday, the 27th, we're going to add additional evening hours for our lawn bowling. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, we're going to also have 5:30 to 7 o'clock lawn bowling.
Okay.
So that's, again, extending our lawn bowling activities, a little cooler time period, and so we'll be doing that on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, slowly but surely things are trying to get back to some kind of a normal.
We hope so.
All right. Well, great. Thank you for the information, and you have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. You too.
We'll see you next week. We'll be right back after this, and I will have some cleaning hacks for you to try at home. Stay tuned.
Summer is here. Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center.
I just love that ring. Where'd you get it?
I got it at the jewelry box. I saw it on Facebook, and then I went in and bought it. They have the most unique, awesome pre-owned pieces for amazing prices.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest, voted best jewelry store in Orange County for 8 straight years, offering unmatched prices on fine jewelry and watches, refurbished to new condition.
Visit us in our store or shop our website for just arrived items.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Welcome back. Well, we have a few cleaning tips for you, or as I like to call them, cleaning hacks, because it's not a normal way to clean certain things. So our first one that we're going to look at is how to clean ceiling fans. Now, if you clean them at all, I mean, you know that stuff builds up on the top of those fan blades. So this is a cool way where you can take an old pillowcase, and now this person happens to be, touching the fan, which sometimes you can't reach. So you will have to be having a tall ladder to be able to fit the pillowcase over that. However, it will trap the grime instead of brushing it back onto the floor, and then you have to clean it up again. So I think that's kind of a cool one. In your microwave, you can microwave a bowl of lemons and water, and it makes all of the gunk come out in one easy swipe. Now, I need to try this because sometimes, you put stuff in there and it does splatter, especially butter. When I'm melting butter, it goes everywhere. So there's a cool idea. Shower doors. You can get rid of that cloudy scum buildup without having to do much of anything with a few drops of cooktop cleaner. And you can wipe it on there and wipe it right off. Kitchen appliances. So mixing cream of tartar and water into a thick paste to clean the sticky dust that builds up where nothing else seems to touch. So I have not tried that either. I wonder if that does work, because there are some appliances that you just don't seem to get to. Now, stubborn grease on top of a cooktop. You can immediately erase the greasy dust by dabbing a little mineral oil on a cleaning cloth. So that's good, because sometimes that stuff just gets really tough to clean. So I like that idea. This one's actually my favorite. Baseboards. Wipe your baseboards with dryer sheets to help them repel dust and pet hair. Now, that is probably the last place that I would clean, would be the baseboard, thinking that pet hair would be on there. But what a great idea, because it probably does repel that. So I like that. Now, another one for pet hair, if you have pets that shed and you let them up on your couch is probably full of hair. So look at this. You can use a squeegee that you can just use it on top of the upholstering surface, and you spritz the area with a little water first, and then you scrape it up with a squeegee. So I love that idea. That's a great one. And our last one, which is how to clean your shower head off. Now, lots of times your shower head gets tons of buildup of lime and all sorts of rust and other particles that come from your water. And what they're saying to do is take a rubber band and a plastic bag, fill with vinegar, and then go ahead and place it around the shower head and kind of rubber band it up, and then just let it sit there for a little while, and it'll kind of self-clean itself. So great ideas, you never know. You just give it a try. As much as I love to clean, I would try anything to shorten my time to clean. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to you about our movies that we have and some other additional information. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Barry Arbuckle, President and CEO of Memorial Care. This important message is for our patients, employees, physicians, and our community, and it must not wait. Together, we have flattened the COVID-19 curve by social distancing and other measures. Together, we have prepared for the possibility of a surge in hospital patients, which thankfully we haven't experienced. And together, we have continued to provide exceptional, safe health care to a small percentage of patients who have the virus, and many others with healthcare needs completely unrelated. Together, we must now focus on renewal of healthcare services, and most importantly, the renewal of your healthcare. I know some of you are reluctant to seek care as our community adjusts to reopening. You may be ignoring symptoms or delaying important treatment. This is worrisome. Delays can lead to worsening of serious medical conditions, even unnecessary loss of life.
I'm Dr. Mark Sackwood, Chief of Cardiovascular Surgery for Memorial Care. I just completed a minimally invasive aortic valve replacement. This patient had aortic stenosis with increasing symptoms of shortness of breath, chest pain, and dizziness. Without surgery, there could have been dire consequences, including potential loss of life. If you have symptoms, please don't delay your care. We are here for you.
Oftentimes, conditions like the one Dr. Sackwood just described are discovered in one of our 4 hospital emergency departments. We know of instances in which patients have delayed going to the ER when they needed to be there.
I'm very concerned that patients with stroke, heart attack, sepsis, or other medical emergencies are delaying care. Let me reassure you, it is safe and critically important that you do not ignore the signs and symptoms such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, or sudden onset of headache. If you think you may be having a medical emergency, don't wait. Call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room.
We want you to be safe and feel safe. That is why Memorial Care is taking every possible precaution to ensure a protected environment for all patients, whether they're in one of our neighborhood health centers, urgent care centers, imaging or surgery centers, or our hospitals.
Memorial Care hospitals and outpatient centers are once again performing scheduled surgeries and procedures covering many specialties, including joint replacement, spine surgery, gynecological procedures, and many others. And we are taking many extraordinary precautions. All individuals entering any of our facilities are screened for symptoms, their temperature is taken, and a mask is provided. All surgical patients are tested for COVID-19 before their surgery. Waiting areas have been reconfigured for social distancing, and we continue to follow the most stringent compliance with disinfecting and cleaning of all equipment and spaces.
These types of precautions are taken in all of Memorial Care's locations, regardless of the service being provided. And remember, most health care isn't provided in a hospital. Memorial Care offers the greatest number of options for outpatient, neighborhood-based centers in our region. You can have your primary care and urgent care visits in person or virtually. Outpatient surgeries and imaging tests can also be performed in any number of our outpatient centers.
All of our outpatient centers stand ready to care for you. Whether your child needs a vaccination, you have a chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure, or whether you need an imaging procedure for a sports injury. Whatever your need, we're here.
Memorial Care is deeply committed to providing our employees, our physicians, and our community with exceptional and safe health care today and every day. Please don't neglect your health. You can rely on us as you always have. Thank you for the trust you place in Memorial Care and the honor of serving you.
All right, we have a movie for you today, which will be at 2 p.m. with subtitles and then 7 p.m. without subtitles. And it is called St. Vincent. Now that is a great cast. Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, and Naomi Watts. And let me just give you a little brief description. Maggie, who is played by Melissa McCarthy, is a struggling single woman, moves to Brooklyn with her 12-year-old son, Oliver, and then having to work very long hours, she has no choice but to leave Oliver in the care of Vincent, Bill Murray, a bawdy misanthrope next door. So ought to be funny to put him in charge. And then, oh, and that movie is brought to you by Escrow Options, and that is 2 and 7 p.m. And then tomorrow, our movie is called Selma, and that is brought to you by the City of Hope, and that'll be at 3 and 6 p.m., and I'll give you a little background on that one. Although the Civil Rights Act of 1964 legally desegregated the South, discrimination was still rampant at certain areas, making it very difficult for blacks to register to vote. Now, in 1965, an Alabama city became the battleground in the fight for suffrage. Despite violent opposition, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his followers pressed forward on an epic march. So that, obviously it looks like a great movie, and that will be again at 3 and 6 p.m. So there are your movies. And taking a look at other things going on, the Great Plates program, if you were worried about it ending, well, they extended it now through August 10th. And that is available to seniors over 60 who need home-delivered meals. And you can call 949-382-6099, or you go to myagewill.org, and on there they have an application. You can fill that out, and then they will contact you to arrange for delivery of those meals 3 times a day. So that's a great deal. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is open, but it's only for patio dining and it's only for dinner. So they are open Monday through Sunday, 7 p.m. to close. And now reservations are recommended, but you don't have to have a reservation. Walk-ins are also welcome, but you might have to wait a little bit. And you can call 949-206-1525 to make a reservation, or maybe just to see how busy they are certain hours of the day. And then, as Jeff had mentioned earlier, they have changed it from singles to doubles for the paddle court games, such as pickleball, paddleball, and tennis. And just to remind you, the hours are now from 7 a.m. to noon, and then again at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Reservations are required, and the courts are reserved in increments. And you can call 949-268-2481 to reserve a court or to get additional details. So there you go. We've got, got great information. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather one more time for you. Looking very pleasant all week, nothing too hot, nothing too cold. In other words, just right. So our temperature looks really great. So today we're about 77, 61. Tomorrow pleasant with 78, 63. And a delightful Sunday, 80, 62. Monday, 81, 63. And then Tuesday, 79, 68. And thereafter, pretty much looks the same. Everything looks real good. I'd love to show our photo one more time that Jules, oh, well, we could do this one because if you're traveling, this is perfect. Beach is 73, 62, but the ocean temp is definitely getting warmer again at 68. Mammoth, go fishing, 77, 42. Big Bear Lake is heating up just slightly, 63, 77, 47. And Palm Spring is still very warm at 106, 81. And then now let's go ahead and take a look at Jules' cool photo. I just think that is the coolest thing. You'd never really know what it is if you were looking at it and I didn't kind of tell you. So cool photo, Jules. Thanks for sending in. Everybody have a great day in the village and have a great weekend. We will be back here again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Otherwise, you can watch us at 12:30 and 5 Monday through Saturday for the repeats. We'll talk to you later and have a great day.
Hello, Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to watch our new television show called Inspiration for Today. It's on every weekday morning right here on Channel 6 at 7:30 a.m. Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods hopes to start your day with encouraging stories, inspirational music, and lots of laughs, too. Remember, Saddleback Church meets weekly in Clubhouse 5 at 9 and 11. We would love to serve you a free breakfast and have you join with us for worship.
At Freedom Village Assisted Living, we provide loving care and support when your loved one needs it most. We believe in laughing more and caring more. Dining will be an experience, not just a meal. We offer opportunities to create new memories. Your family will feel like they are part of our family as we work toward creating an extraordinary difference in lives worth living. To schedule a tour and complimentary lunch and for more information, please call us at 949-340-8108 or visit our website, freedomvillage.org.
I'm Dr. Beto, Doctor of Physical Therapy. I understand that your health needs don't just stop because you're unable to get to the clinic. But instead of going to a crowded clinic, our team of highly qualified clinicians provide safe, one-on-one care in your home. If you or your loved one are suffering from chronic pain, surgery, stroke, or recent fall, or you just want to get stronger, we can help. Call Care to You Health now and see if you qualify.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.